Hello everyone. Prior to beginning your Understanding the Menstrual Cycle minor project, we are going to do a brief review of the menstrual cycle since I'm not there to review it with you. So hopefully you find this beneficial. One thing to remember when we are talking about the reproductive system is that when we are talking about the menstrual cycle, is that there are 4 hormones that we need to concern ourselves with. 2 of them are produced by the ovaries, and that's estrogen and progesterone, and the 2 that are produced by the anterior pituitary gland are FSH, the follicle stimulating hormone, and LH, the luteinizing hormone. If you are aware of what each hormone does, okay, then you will be aware of what happens when that hormone goes away or the levels of it go down. It's going to be the opposite, okay? So make sure to keep that in mind as you're answering the questions today. And remember again what each of these hormones do. I'm going to skip ahead here. If you're looking at this chart, just keep in mind that the top row is what is occurring with a single ovum, okay, the one that's going to be ovulated. So in the very beginning of the follicle stage, the follicle of cells that is surrounding the ovum is very small, it's immature, and as that follicle phase advances, the follicle surrounding the ovum is going to mature and it's going to get bigger, okay? This is showing what occurs during ovulation. So just a reminder, ovulation is when the most mature of the follicles bursts open, releasing its egg. As that follicle releases its egg, it is then going to, it's empty now, right? Then it's going to fold in on itself and degenerate. The point when that empty follicle that has ovulated its egg folds in on itself, now it's called the corpus luteum. And so that lends us into the corpus luteum stage. And the presence of the corpus luteum in an ovary indicates to the body that, yes, we have ovulated. And that's what ramps up the production of progesterone, okay? Remember, this bottom part is showing the general thickness of the endometrial lining over the course of these phases. And just keep in mind that the menstruation phase overlaps the very first part of the follicle stage. During the follicle stage, follicle stimulating hormone is stimulating the follicles, okay? It's causing some of those follicles to mature and get bigger. But in addition, because it is stimulating the ovaries, okay, about mid-cycle here, or mid-phase, estrogen is also going to start to ramp up because the ovaries are being stimulated by that follicle-stimulating hormone, okay? Moving on to the ovulation stage. Once estrogen reaches a certain level, once it reaches a certain high, the body recognizes that and it wants to correct that. And in order to lower estrogen, the only reason that it's so high at this point is because follicle stimulating hormone keeps stimulating the ovaries. So in order to lower the levels of estrogen, we got to stop stimulating the ovaries, okay? So at the very start of this phase, FSH shuts down, okay? The production of FSH shuts down, and then the pituitary gland in turn elevates or ramps up the production of luteinizing hormone, because at this point, the body recognizes that one of the follicles must be mature enough to ovulate, okay? So remember, during this phase, there are 3 hormones circulating. One of them is ramping up, the other 2 are elevated, but they're starting to go down. Okay. During the corpus luteum stage, remember that's when the ovum has been ovulated. So it's been ovulated, it's been picked up by the fallopian tube. So over the course of the corpus luteum stage, it is now making its way to the uterus. About mid-stage, the ovum has made its way into the uterus, and it has not embedded into the endometrial lining. So at that point, the body, which was ramping up its production of progesterone at the start of this phase, in preparation for arrival of hopefully a fertilized egg, it was ramping up progesterone to thicken the endometrial lining. About mid-stage here, the body recognizes, oh, nothing embedded. we are not pregnant, shoot. And so progesterone starts to decline because there's no need to maintain that thickened endometrial lining if there is no if there is no fertilized egg to embed into it. Once progesterone reaches an all-time low, once it reaches its low, that thickened endometrial lining can no longer be supported, and that's what lends itself into the menstruation stage, the loss of the endometrial lining. But remember, during this menstruation stage, once the body recognizes, nope, didn't get pregnant this month, and we start to lose all of that lining and lose the unfertilized egg, the body wants to reproduce. So it's going to start ramping up that follicle stimulating hormone again. Okay. Okay, I hope that review was helpful, and good luck today. I will see you tomorrow.